Hello friends, hopefully that's me live now. Sorry I'm looking a little bit confused, just literally as I hit the button, Storm Dennis outside went off to, a little bit more crazy. So if you can hear banging and all sorts of things, we're having a storm going on outside. But welcome to the stream. If this is your first time here, if you've come from the Makerss, and you're wanting to see this Makerss box, thank you so much for joining in, excuse I. And if you're an old hand, if you've been around here for ages, stick in the chat #old and I can say hello to you. And if you're new, #new. No idea why, I just felt like that. So today we are going to look at I haven't even opened it, the Highland Cow felting box from the Makerss. Now this was one of their monthly subscriptions. I've signed up for their monthly subscription, so hopefully we can do one live felt a month at least. It'll be like a little prod in my creativityness. But however, that was so popular because Highland Cows I started making Highland Cows about 7 or 8 years ago, and they've always been super popular. So I'm excited to see how differently the Makerss do it than how I do. But yeah, so their Highland Cow was so popular that they've now turned it into a kit, which I've linked. I'm talking with my hands quite a lot, which I've linked in the comments down below if that's something you're interested in. You can, if you've already got the kit and you're looking forward to felting along with me, super awesome. If you're catching this on the replay or want to felt along later, awesome too. Or if you have your own supplies and you're looking to join in, that's great too. And we will have in Ben McFuzzy Lugs in the latest post, just linking to this video. If you do make a cow, if you've already made a coo, take a picture, stick him up there so the Makerss get to see. If you make one felting along with me, please stick it up there and I'll be able to show them. Hopefully we'll be able to show them at the end of the video, depending on how all things go. But just now let's have a look. Ooh, my chat's gone. Right, what just happened there? Okay, who have we got in the chat? We have the lovely Lena, hello there, and George on the Rocks, hi people and cows, and Barbara, hello there everybody. Right, have I got my chat back? I think I've got my chat back, that's good. I need to be able to know what you're all saying. Yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping we had for today, for just now. If you have any questions as you go along, don't fear it. I can felt and talk at the same time. I hardly ever hurt myself. Rizani's here, #old. Yep, Rizani's one of our originals. Hi Pam and folks, stormy weather here too. Yeah, everybody stay safe. It feels like it's been raining forever here. And it's just the worst because it's the kind of thing, literally you have glorious sunshine for about 2 minutes, you get on the coats, get on the boots, go to take the dogs out, and the sky is trying to take over the earth by a watery airdrop, and it's so windy. I know they got blown into a lamppost the other day, so yeah, it's terrible. Lily Tree's in the house, hello there. Okay, I think... Oh, G Morgan, hope you're not getting blown away. I'm crochet, I can never say it, crochet, that word, the thing, crocheting, that's along. Awesome, I love people being creative while we're chatting. Right, so the first things first, before we can get started, we actually have to open the box, and I just have to take a minute. I've hopefully hidden my address so we don't get stalkers. I have to take a minute to, I always love how well the Makerss, not sponsored by the way, I bought this for my own pennies, but how lovely they always wrap up their things. I love this red paper and then the little sticker that says the Makerss so we know it's from them. So let's get into it. G Morgan, crocheting. Yes, it's a bad start when I can't speak even this early on. Javier, a little out of it, out of Dennis here in North Spain. Oh, awesome! Hopefully you're just catching the tail end. We seem to be getting. Oh, I shouldn't complain. It's just wet and windy. There's some trees down on roads and stuff, but nothing Yeah, Lily, crocheting. It looks like something completely different when you write it like that. Right. It's like Christmas. I get stuff to open. So. Oh, and here we have the Makerss box. Love it as well. Always love these boxes. They're super strong and useful. And oh, excellent. So yeah, because I just signed up for the monthly box, I believe your first monthly box comes with everything that you need. So it contains the needles and the foam mat, and then subsequent boxes don't have. So that's cool. I can use actually the needles that's been sent and everything. Cool. And if you can see the tiny little picture, I can't even see if I'm holding it in the right place, but I've got a tiny little picture of the coup, which is awesome. George is not felting but designing a magical mushroom rock painting. That sounds cool. And Javier, it's only water and wind, let's not complain. I know it could be worse. It's just annoying. I haven't been able to get out for a nice decent walk in forever. Right. Into the bag. Oh, straight away. This is cool. I should have had the kettle on. They've sent us a bit of yogi tea. Now, usually I don't like extras in a box. You open it up and people have put chocolate in that's melted in shipping or something. But I love the idea of this. Positive energy cranberry hibiscus. I should have had the kettle on and then we could have tried some of this. That sounds cool. And this, I've got red tissue paper inside as well, which I totally love, and their little things talking about all the packs they've got, some basic instructions for 2D needle felting. That's cool. Yeah, product launches, Makerss box, loads of stuff in their little newsletter, which is great fun. And oh, here, this is cool. So, welcome to your subscription boxes. Yeah, so that's advice about the subscription boxes and how to manage and cancel and all that. That is really cool. All right. I love the cut. Like, they wrapped it in red paper, and then we've got this lovely red tissue paper. I really need to up my packaging game because this is kind of exciting rather than mine, which is just rubbish. And then we've got another wee newsletter. And yes, this is our instructions too. Okay, so what should we have in here for the Highland Cow? We've got wool tops, Dutch Texel, Manx Longhorn. How exotic. And wool bats, New Zealand rust fox brown and rust fox brown variegated, and glue in eyes. And yes, this now we might not we've got silk clay to make his noses and things, so I'm not sure if that needs time to set. So we'll have to see. Might not be able to make the nose properly, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, excited. Oh, and there's even a little code that I'm not going to share with you all because you've got to buy this stuff, but to get, if you want to buy more supplies to make more coups. Okay, that's cool. Right. So here's my instructions for the coup, and it says the skill level's a crafty beginner, and he's going to be, oh, he's quite a big one, 25 centimeters long. That's a I don't usually make things that big, but cool. Right, let's see what's in the box though. I want to sniff the wool. So here's the wool pack. Sorry if you can hear the wind out there. Yeah, that's really nice stuff. I know I'm not the only person that does that, so cool. But yeah, we've got some nice little bunches of wool there. I'll find out what I've got to do with that. A little free sample. This always makes me chuckle. Yeah, George, cranberry hibiscus. 'Cause, yeah, 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 ' Okay, so we've got a little bit in brown black mole. I like this. It's a kind of really dark brown colour. So that's cool. It's like a little cute little baggie of free fibre. But I mean, that can be useful just for using little accents and things of colour. So that's cool. And this is what I'm interested in. The silk clay in brown and pink used with the Highland Cow. Self-hardening, flexible and soft modelling material. Right, I know it's self-hardening, so I probably shouldn't open it. Can I open it? Yes, I can. Oh, it's nice. It's kind of... I thought it was going to be sticky. It's lighter than the polymer clays. It's very soft. It's very cool. There we go. There's the silk clay. And needles, they've given us 236, 238 and 240. I'm going to dive right in with the 38 because 38 is in orange, because I know that's what I prefer. I bet, yes, I've opened it from the wrong end, so I'm getting the needle, the sharp bits coming out. An orange one. That's an orange one, yes. So I've got the needle that I need. And I shall pop it into my needle holder. I'm going to stab myself with leaving needles about the place. It's all fun. Alright, so brand new needle, and got the tiny felting pad, and oh yeah, here's some wire. Just about whacked myself in the face with it. Yeah, so that's everything from the box. I will... Oh, Nelly, I pulled this out, yes, and this is the eyes as well. Right. I have to tidy that up later, but it looks kind of cool just to throw things away. George, when shipping my vintage, I tell folks I pack in recycled stuff. Yep, I've used reused in the past, but sometimes people complain. But if I'm doing a super large sculpture, often I'll use, like, if I've got a shoebox or something, just because they're better quality. But yeah, I've been buying recycled boxes, and actually been buying recycled bubble wrap, but it's not nice stuff. It's a lot firmer than regular bubble wrap, but hey, save the planet. For my handmade items, I need to get better. I'll throw a pack in organza bags with clips included. That sounds lovely. New packaging, but it needs more. Yep. Yeah. Sounds like you're thinking about it though. I'm constantly trying. I just need staff. Okay, right. Should we get... I'm intrigued to get started, what they want us to do here. 3 lengths of wire, which there is. 1 for the main body and spine, and 1 for each of the legs. Start with 1 wire. They're bent because of the size of the box. These are great long wires, and I don't know where my pliers are just now, so these are quite this is going to be difficult already. Eek. Okay, start with 1 wire and bend in the end by about 2 to 3 centimeters. Okay, 2 to 3 centimeters is that much. Make a hook. Done it. And then it says start with wrap the whole thickness of the white wool, hook the white wool onto it, which is, oh, this must be this. That's interesting. Yes, then hook the end of the white wool onto it so it's secure. Okay, already a new technique for me. So I've got wool into a hook. Wrap the wool, the whole thickness of the wool top around the wire as tightly as you can. All the way down. says until you get to the end of the wire, but the picture's showing you bend in the last 10 centimetres, which is almost to here. So I've got to wind it to the end of where it's going to be, leaving off the 10 centimetres and bend that end in. So it's wanting to be about 30 centimetres long. Yeah, that'll be about right. Yeah, so I wind down here. The only problem with this is I don't know how much of this I'm going to need. It's easier to break off a piece, but I'll just do it like this. I'll do what I'm told. Wind it down here. Bend over this bit. And then wind over the wire again. And I'm wanting to make this about 6 centimetres thick. Oh, 6 centimetres thick, yeah, that's pretty thick. Because we'll use just over half of the white tops. I should have measured out half of the white tops. CJ, hi there, how you doing? Oh, I'm concentrating because I'm not stabbing, I'm having to concentrate. Right. Okay, so that's broken into 2 lengths, so I'll just finish up with this length, that's fine. And it doesn't say so. I'll put my needle here. I'm just going to felt into this slightly to get it to hold its shape. And then bend one end of the shape up to form the head, which should be about 6 to 8 centimetres long. Okay. This is so different than how I do it. So we want the head about this length. So I'm bending it down. That's going to be the head. And then there's his little neck. Oh boy. Okay, I don't think mine's going to be very good. I've got a bad feeling about this. And CJ, I'm making a Highland cow apparently. I should have slightly felt this. Right, we've got to make the legs next. This looks hilarious. Oh, such a firm wire. I really need my pliers. Oh, CJ, thank you for your video on One of a Kind. You are most welcome. I know there isn't a lot of advice for one of a kind and vintage, so that's why I'm trying to do that, because I hear so often, all the time about everything. It's like, oh, you can't be a success selling one of a kind, and you totally can. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna get the kind of sales that someone with a print-on-demand shop makes, but you couldn't cope with the kind of sales that a print-on-demand shop makes. Okay, take another length of wire and lay it underneath the wrapped sausage shape, not sausage, I'm adding that, just where the head bends up. So that's about here. Fold the wire, oh, got it, right. Fold the wire up around the body, wrap all the way, and twist them. You want it to do that way? Yeah. Right the way round. Oh, this is hard work. I need an extra pair of hands. A Highland cow sausage, indeed. Right, there we go. So the legs have gone all the way around. Yep, so the legs are sunken into the wool. And twist them around each other once. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that's what we've done. It's gone around the back. Yes, I think that's right. I'm not sure if they want us to twist to twist that way as well as that way, but this is what we've done. Okay, and we do the same with the bum end. I think I've made my head a bit big, but he's going to be a bit weird. Oh, George, thank you. Love the Baby Yoda video. Thank you so much. I had fun making him. I'd wanted to do a proper Baby Yoda video again for so long, but just finding the time. I started him the beginning of January, and then I got sick and the world got in the way, so he sat on the back burner for ages, so I just had to finish him. I know I'm a bit behind with the trends now, so I don't think the video is going to do super well, but I enjoyed making it. Oh yeah, before I forget, for all you crafty people, if someone reminds me to put this up at the end as well, I've started a little something that could be fun. I hope it'll be fun. Because we're all watching YouTube and we're all crafty people, and sometimes it can be hard to find the things to see that you like. So I decided I've started a little playlist, and this is just, oh, I need my keyboard to hit end. No, I don't. This is just a playlist of when I'm finding crafty videos that are a whole lot of fun. I'm just gonna put them in that playlist, so if you're short of things to watch, then there you go, give that a try. Yeah, it's got, in fact, I'll just show you just now for funsies what's on it. So just now I've just got 4 things up just now, but of the things that I watch, Evan and Caitlin, great deal of fun, and they made a heat activated colour changing toilet seat, as you do. Lily Tree with her Valentine's Day heart bracelet. Jazza going through the steps of drawing the cutest character of all time, and how to cake it. You can't see those properly yet, but they are citrus fruits in cake form. Absolutely awesome. So there you go. If you want some stuff to watch, that's something you want to watch. Sylvia, hello there. Welcome along to the stream. You've not missed much. I've made an awful sausage so far. Oh boy. But anyway, we're finished page 1. Right. Okay, yeah, so the head and the bum feel a little looser than the body, so we've got to felt up the head and the bum. Why do I keep thinking it's there? And it's saying nicely to get this nice and firm, felt into the bum, but watch the needle. That's cool. So a bit of felting to firm him up. No doubt there's going to be a whole load more felting as we go on. Lily's honoured to make the list. Well, I like your videos. You're doing good, but I want to support everybody as well. It's kind of cool to be able to find everybody, and just have a place. Hopefully, my thinking is we're all crafty people, and it's sometimes nice when you're crafting, like some of us are just now, to sit down, put on some crafty things. So as I find more and more videos, I'll stick them there, and it will hopefully be something you'll just be able to switch on, zone out, watch some cool crafters. The people we've got there, well, we've got Lily Tree, our wonderful Lily Tree, sorry. If you haven't already checked her out, Lily Tree does great wire wrapped jewellery, and yeah, some really great stuff there. She didn't make the wire wrapped coals. But yes, and great wire wrapped jewellery, which is cool. And Jazza is an artist who's been on YouTube forever. He's a really good artist, but he tries lots of fun projects, daft things as well. But the video I included there, that's a drawing challenge where he's challenging himself to show what makes a really cute character when you're drawing. So it was interesting and funny as well. Evan and Caitlin are a crafting couple. They are absolutely adorable. Like, I want to adopt them as my pets. They are so sweet. But they do a lot of crafty stuff, and a lot of it around resin pouring, which is cool as well. That's part of the toilet seat involves resin pouring. So that's all cool. And who was the last one? Oh, How to Cake It. Yeah, she makes the most amazing cakes. Like a cake that looks entirely like burger and chips or something, and you just watch and it's like, wow, that is so amazing. Javier, a little bit of ASMR. Probably what you're hearing now, as soon as I set up to go live today, my computer started groaning, and the computer just sits over there, and it's the only place I've got to balance my mic, so it's probably hearing you there. Canvas and Chroma got up early enough today. Awesome. And Jordan the Rock saying beautiful work, Lily. Her work is indeed. Yes. Oh, just added a pic of my beer label shelves to the Facebook group. Awesome. So while we're felting, we can go and nosy that. That sounds fun. Crafty friends. Oh, someone's looking to join. I'll let them in while I'm here. A little bit of housekeeping. But let's go and have a look at what Lily's put up. Oh, I see what you mean. Right, let's let you all see. So this is the start of beer label shelves. That's awesome. I'm seeing what I recognise there. Okay, your dad loved real ale, as did mine. Yeah, we used to have a little kind of off license in our town that you bought a little plastic but beer jug, and you would go there and they would fill it up with real ales. And he started collecting the labels from the bottles. That's an awesome idea. I never got around to putting it in albums, so when he died, you inherited a large supply. Oh, that's a great use for them, and a lovely memory as well. I don't recognise many of them. Bishop's Tipple I've heard of, and Spitfire. Gingerbread beer sounds good. I don't like beer, but it sounds cool. But I think that looks great, and it will be an awesome memory. So a little bit of Dad's hobby added to the mix. I don't know if like drinking is considered a hobby. If it is, then yay. But yeah, that's brilliant. Great idea. Moving stuff around. Javier, the needles make a nice sound. Yeah, it's kind of relaxing. I should totally do that sometimes, but it doesn't matter what I do. People are gonna complain. Basically, if I put music on my videos, on my felting videos, people complain. If I don't put music on my felting videos, people complain. But I could do a little bit ASMR on the other channel, maybe, because I've got a better mic than I used to have. T. Morgan, you watch YouTube videos that don't require actual eyes on watching. Yeah. I do have it always playing in the background, so sometimes, quite often, I have to go back and look at things. Old movies that you've seen 10 times are good. Podcasts are a godsend, but I keep thinking I need to stop and write things down. Yeah, I can't get it. See, this is the weird thing. Quite often I'll put a video on in the background and I'll be working on something else, or I'll do something else, but I can't get into podcasts. Why, if I'm not watching the video? I don't know. I can do like podcasts where people are filming the podcast and they're there, especially like the live ones when they're interacting with people. I can deal with that. Lily, I know you watch the Tim Schmoyer's podcasts because I've seen you there a few times. I can deal with that, but I don't know. I've not got into podcasts, and people keep telling me I should do podcasts, but I kind of don't know how to, because I don't like them myself, and I don't know why I don't like them. I end up not knowing how to make them. That's Ben scratching the carpet. Hello, Ben. Lily, not sure how I'll bring myself to put anything on the shelves. Yeah, totally. Well, you'll just have to cover them. Do a resin cover. Evan and Caitlin will help you on that. Do a wee resin cover or something to make it permanent. Or, well, no, don't cover them in like plastic book kind of stuff we used to do as kids, because that goes all sticky and horrible after a while. Yeah, cover it in something permanent so it'll be a keepsake sort of thing, and then you can put stuff on the shelves because you won't be damaging anything. Right, we've made a start on making this a bit firmer. Going to take a 15 centimetre piece off of this and put it to one side. Yeah. 15 centimetre, put to one side. Use the remainder to wrap around the body, not the head. Keep the wrap as tight as you can. Okay, so just going to use all the rest of the wool that's left to make his body keep up with the giganticness of his head. It's going to be one top heavy cow, but I trust you. I trust you, Makerss. You've never let me down. So just going to do a little figure 8 round his bum, just to, cause I can. And yeah, that's all me wool. So I can always add more from my own stash. I don't want to go too far ahead here. So yeah, so all the wool goes in his head and his body. His legs are going to be done in the other colours anyway. Oh, using your pliers, which I've lost, bend the feet into an L shape. Yeah, sorry, can't do that cause I can't. Ben, hello little dog. Oh, G Morgan, Stitcher app has many casts with creative focus guests. Google has podcasts, but not like Stitcher. I might have to look into Stitcher. Oh no, hang on, I found some more wool. Awesome, yeah. Okay, so I can make him fatter, brilliant. Just gonna, because I was thinking he was a bit under chunky. You should, if you're doing this, you should absolutely wrap it a good deal tighter, take a whole lot more time. Oh, that's much better though, yeah, just as well. Yeah, I'll have to look into Stitcher. One thing that's on the internet people are talking about all the time just now is TikTok, and I was wondering how that would do. It's like short, like 15 seconds, but I thought that kind of might be cool for super speed needle felting, you know, like the thing you go, you've got a ball of wool, clap your hands and there's something cool or something like that. So I was wondering if TikToks might be worth it, or if that's just really for the kids and I'm far too old for that. But I thought it might be a bit of fun. And those of you, if you haven't seen, I've been doing some practicing some more drawing. Shall I show you? Let's show you. I've been practicing some more drawings, and that's the right place. And I found I'm using the Illustrator app that Sandra suggested to me, which I absolutely love. But then I discovered from that, because it puts down layers like any Adobe product, you do one layer on top of the other, you know, you draw one bit, and it's like, if you don't know about layers, if you don't know about Photoshop, it's like almost having an acetate, and you draw one bit of your your thing, and then you put another bit of acetate and draw the next bit so you can manipulate things. But I discovered if you turned off the visibility of each of the layers and then turned them on one at a time, it was like seeing your drawing come to life again. So I'll just show you this, and I wondered how these would do on the Cool Kids place, because I thought these were kind of cool. So I'll just quickly show you this. So it's literally just playing back each of the layers coming back on, but I'm just obsessed with seeing how it comes to life like that. I think it's so cool. And the dogs look really bonkers at certain points as well. But yeah, just thinking what people, if that's what the cool kids would want. I haven't even looked at TikTok yet, but like 15-second videos sound kind of fun. Right, that's that. Back to me. G Morgan, such a cheap batter, go for free even with commercials. Yeah, same here. It takes a lot before I decide to spend money on something. I generally go for free stuff, and then if I've been getting value out of it from a period of time, like I've spoke about these YouTubers I watched that were helping me grow YouTube and giving away a lot of stuff for free, but as their advice helped me, then I bought into their courses or bought their books and stuff. And this is not a plug, by the way. I am not going to be selling courses or books. I've thought about it, and no, we can take the money off of advertisers. That's far better. My business plan my business plan is to get an empire of you all just watching for free, sharing everything that I learn, and we take the money off of advertisers. I think that's a much better way to do things. G Morgan, no TikTok. Canvas and Chroma. If you're looking to get inspired, watch Adam Savage's Tested. Yes, I love Adam Savage's videos. I've watched quite a few of them. I will, next time one pops up, I'll put it in the list. Yeah, they're so good. I learned so much from him about being a maker, including some obscure but extremely useful tools. Yeah, I thank you for reminding me. I've loved some of his videos. Yeah, he's great, and his YouTube channel, his YouTube stuff, like you say, it's in his workshop with all his tools and all his little tips and tricks, and just seeing his passion. He gets so excited about everything. He loves what he's doing. So yeah, it's really good, really worth watching. George, thank you. Yeah. Canvas, you learned about the wonders of polystyrene plastic sheets from him and invaluable in your business. Awesome. Well, that's always great. See, when I think if you watch lots of different crafty people and randomly different things that you might not make yourself, but you can learn different techniques and learn different things, which is cool. And as crafters, it probably also means that you can go out and buy junk that you don't need and have entire rooms dedicated to a wasteland of craft things. And 1, 2, 3 blocks. I don't know what that is, but what I loved watching was how he makes the molds with a kind of shrink heaty plasticky thing. So you make something like in wood, and then it's this heat plastic with a vacuum on it that just molds into the shape. It's very cool. A little bit like how they wrap a pizza here when you're going to make your own, but it makes these solid molds that you can do stuff with, which is so cool. And I think it was him. He even showed you how you can make one of these like super cheap. I think if I remember correctly, it was like with a vacuum cleaner and a little heater element. It's awesome. Rizhani, amazing how you manage the many things that you're already doing on and off camera. Oh, thank you so much. I think I actually have a video. I have a video waiting for me to edit on something along these lines. But it is actually something I would kind of advise. Possibly not the level that I'm doing. Not, right, focusing on one thing, absolutely. But having other things actually, I feel, helps me be much more productive, because if I only had felting, then a full day of felting's hard work and you feel like you've worked. But if I take 2 hours off to make a sketch or something, then that feels like a break. I'm doing something different. I'm using different muscles. But, I'm hunched up drawing as opposed to sitting here cramping my hands up felting. And then, if I take some time off to edit a video or do something else, then I can be putting in 10, 12, 14-hour days, but it doesn't feel like it because I'm never working. I'm always going, I fancy felting a bit, or I fancy doing this. So yeah, that's my thinking. Whereas vacuum moulding, that's the thing. Yes, I just watched that and it was like, that is so clever and so simple and totally works, and I want to try it, but I have a very small house and don't have the time to take up everything. G. Morgan, yes, absolutely, different brain cells as well, yeah. And when you're doing something creative as well, the more creative things you do, the more ideas you get for things. If I'm searching for animals to draw, then I'll sit and go, I'd love to felt that. Or if I find a particular problem, I'll make a video on what the problem was, or I'll ask you guys about it. And again, being in part of the community, we talk about things, we get ideas from each other. So yeah, the more creative you are, the more creative you be. That's not good English, but anyway, you know what I mean. Rosanna, yes, felting helps break up your thing. So yeah, felting's your extra thing, and you're doing awesome at it. I love the mixed media you're doing though, with the felting and the paper papier-mâché. I'll say it right so you don't tell me off. And yeah, it's cool to have the mixed media and try different things. I'm looking forward to trying this silk clay. I don't know if it will set up in time, but we'll see. But I really enjoyed experimenting with the polymer clay and finding out you can put the wool in the oven at the temperature that sets polymer clay without burning the house down. That was awesome. But I really enjoyed making Lord Squiffy. He was a whole bunch of fun, and came out so good. It's like the juxtaposition of your soft woolen things and the firm polymer clay. It all worked good, and it's a different thing, moulding polymer clay. In some ways it's easier, and some it's much quicker. You make a shape and it happens. You don't have to sit like 10 minutes, half an hour making a leg. So it's quicker, but then you've got like forever smoothing things out, and you have to cut bits away. You can't squish it. Canvas, you've discovered Instagram TV on Instagram, which lets you upload videos to Insta longer than a minute. You've been testing that. Awesome. I tried that when it first came out. To be honest, I got bored of trying to edit videos the other way around, and it's another one I sort of don't get it. I'm not very good on Instagram. I've got about 1,000 followers, which is awesome and totally random, but so I pop up pictures, but I don't understand Instagram TV to watch it. So, but it might happen. It might happen that it will take off and I start to love it once there's things on there for me. I suppose I see it like it's the two, was it a year ago or two? We'll say 2 years ago. It's the 2 years ago of where TikTok is now, sort of thing. It was the cool kids thing, and I wasn't cool enough to join on it. I might try it again in the future. George on the rocks. It could be Old English. That's good. That you've caught on to my excuse. Never Old English, but if I say something completely wrong, like when I'm getting grief in the chat when people are like, you don't even know how to say Etsy. See, that hurt, that joke. Etsy. You don't know how to say Etsy properly, or people are saying, oh, look at her, she's saying Etsy wrong just for attention or something. So I just pull I'm Scottish. Although everyone I know says Etsy, but apart from me mum, because it was me and me mum talking together, we saw this thing online, there was nobody to tell us how to say it, we started saying it wrong. So now we just say, it's because I'm Scottish. George, make sure you don't use the same oven as you cook with. No, I would never... Yeah, if I was doing a lot, it would probably be an idea to have a separate oven. My oven's burnt so many pizzas, and it's a poor old thing. I did, because people mentioned about the fumes and everything for the polymer clay, so I looked into it. For those that don't know, my actual degree, my real career used to be as a chemist, a chemical engineer. So I looked into it, and I'm not particularly worried about the fumes that just as long as you're not burning the polymer clay, but I'm not worried, and the fumes dissipate fairly quickly, so I'm not that bothered by it. But yeah, absolutely, for other people, if you're concerned about these kind of things, yeah, you could absolutely get your own dedicated little toaster oven or something. Well, having said that, this would need to go into a fairly big oven if we were doing that. I have to, every single time with the Makerss, I'm like, I wouldn't do it like this, I'm not sure, the head looks too big, it's not looking cooey. And then I should, girls, ladies, I should call you ladies, I should always trust you, because it always comes out. It comes good, just doing what you told me to. So far, still time for me to mess it up. And I don't have the legs quite even lengths, but I'll sort that out somehow. Where did we get to? We need the body to be relatively soft, but not so that it comes apart. Yeah, I maybe went too far. Bend the shape into about a 1 centimeter L shape. I wish I had pliers, this is going to hurt. He might have shorter legs because it's easier to bend a big bit. What I'm going to do, right, it's supposed to be an L shape, but I can't actually, I have to be honest, I can't bend a small enough L shape, so I'm just going to bend it into a U shape. I'm sorry, Makerss, I just have to do it like this. Because otherwise, unless you're telling us to do something different, and I apologize again, but it just literally, he would have big flappy feet, so I'm just going to fold it all the way up, and I'm trying to make them about even, and probably failing miserably, but yeah. Okay, so he's going to have he's going to be Stumpy the cow, but that's my fault for not having pliers. So yeah, my fault, not the Maker's fault. He's going to have stumpy legs. Doesn't matter. It's cute. Okay, we've done L shape. Use the rust brown variegated wool, the one you have more of, and wrap small amounts around the foot, around the leg. Okay, I see. First, I'm gonna skip ahead and see what they are doing with the feet. I don't know what they're doing with the feet. Oh, they're making hooves out the... okay, I get it. Okay. They're going to make hooves out of the feet, so they do want it. I know, Lily, no pliers. Oh, silly me. Okay. How are we going to do this? Okay, so I'll see how the shortest end, how small I can bend it without breaking my fingers. I don't have what do I have kicking about here? I have snips but not pliers, but this is fairly solid, so let's see if I can just bend. Yeah, it kind of works. So And then I can just maybe, if it's not too... George, I'm creating a new breed with shorter legs. Yeah. I think we're kind of getting somewhere. It's going to work. I trust the makers. It's me that's an idiot. But yeah, this is working with the snips a little bit. There we go. Right. It still looks goofy. Also, I missed one. G. Morgan worked in recycling, packaging, household hazardous waste. The younger guys would get scared and quit. They thought the fumes were going to cause them to grow a third head. Yep. Oh, right. Can you guys actually see that? I just tested to see if it stands. It actually stands. Right. Okay. Stop muddling about. Use the rust brown, the one you have more of. The one you have and looks less red. Right. That one. Yes, that one. Okay, yeah, so we're winding up the legs. It gives you some advice on using tacky stuff, beeswax, all sorts of things, but I'm just going to go with what we've got. So we want to wind from the bottom, adding more at the top. So the legs are fatter at the top. Gotcha. Thank you. So I'm leaving his little feet out. I might have to wrap, right, I'm going to wrap a little bit around his foot so this stays, because I'm not using sticky, tacky stuff. And just wrapping up his legs. Oh boy. Right, trying to make it fatter as I get towards the top. Speaking canvas, totally random. Bought the most amazing electric pencil sharpener on Amazon. Oh, sharpened an extra soft 6B charcoal to a fine point without breaking. Awesome. I love new toys, new gadgets. The X20 Eco Electrics by Amazon. You've sat for 30 minutes sharpening pencils. You definitely like the new toys then. Awesome. Right. It's going to have very thin legs, but this is fun. I think it's fun. I think they do make it more of a smooth getting fatterness. So I'm just trying to roughly copy what they're doing. And yes, before you do any project, it is a good idea to read to the end and not just dive straight in and felt as you go along, because there's the camel kit I started last year and I was so excited to do the camel, but there's just bits that you're following along and you think you're doing it right, and then 6 steps down the line you're like, nope, that wasn't the thing, was it? I did this wrong and I'm kind of stuck with it now. So in general, it is better to read first, but where's the fun in that? Oh, excuse me, runny nose. Sylvia woke up at 2:30 a.m. Good grief, I was awake at 2:30 a.m. because the wind woke the dogs and they decided they really wanted to go outside and bark at the wind, which is wonderful. Oh, come on. Yeah, so I was awake at 2:30, I was awake at 5:30, I was awake again at 6, and then I think I actually got up at 9 without actually having much sleep. But yeah, that's... the dogs get disturbed by the storm, all the winds, and also my letterbox flaps, so they think that people are trying to come in, so I get a lot of barking. Well, not a lot, but a bit. They're actually pretty well behaved, and they touch wood, but we've done a lot of live streams and only had a few with them woofing, so they're not that bad. But also outside my house there's a park, and the gate to go into the park is just outside my house, and that when it gets really windy the gate bangs, and it, you know, it's a gate banging, so Mia thinks we're getting invaded and she has to chase off the invaders, which is not great either. Yeah, and just now with all the wind, my housing estate now is about 20 years old, so a lot of people's burglar alarms are a little outdated by the sounds of it, and when it gets super windy some of the burglar alarms are going off, so it's not quiet here at all. It's not great. Apparently we're up to 17 likes. Thank you all so much. If you're enjoying this or felting along or anything, hit us a like. But yeah, thank you so much. What should be our like goal for this live stream? I won't let you off the channel until we hit the like goal. Let's say 20 likes. Think we can do 20? I think we can. So let's say 20 likes for this live stream. And right, so is anyone felting along, or has anyone already made the Makerss Coup? I know this was the January box, so I'm a little behind. I actually didn't because when I make the Highland Cow, they're like this size, and the next box was to be a hare, and it's a really big hare, and I thought, although I loved it, I thought that might be too big for a live stream. And then I didn't realise we're making a giant coup, but he's actually coming together quite well, hopefully. I mean, I won't felt him as firmly as I would if I was, you know, actually doing it properly, but yeah, he's already sort of cooey. If you were a beginner, you'd be kind of happy with where it is already, so you know, it takes a bit longer to get him all smooth and nice. Sylvia's felting and watching at the same time. Awesome. I like anyone crafting along, but especially felters when we're doing a felt along. I was blown away. I remember the very first time I did a felt along, and then people posted pictures at the end, and I was like, wow, people were really actually felting with me, and that's so awesome. So it's a nice feeling. And remember, if you've already made a coup, pop it up in Ben McFuzzy Lugs if you're not a member, or in Pam Duthie's Crafty Friends, and yeah, we'll get a look. I'd love to see the coups, how everyone's done. No doubt Lily Tree will have made a pink coup with blue spots or something, because she's worse than me for never doing anything like it's supposed to be done. I would felt these legs much longer, much smoother, much more even. What is that? And I will probably get to it in another chatty section, but I just want to get through this so we can get on to the next bits. I'm excited. Well, I'm excited to see how we're going to use the silk clay. It doesn't feel too slimy or horrible because I don't have any way to wash my hands, like wipe them on a dog or something, but I'm not going to wipe them on a dog. But you know, so I was hoping it's not too unpleasant stuff. I don't think it is, so yeah, I should be able to use that and see what they're suggesting with that. So I've never used, has anyone else used silk clay? It sounds good. I've not. What does it say about it? Oh, tiny print. A soft rubber-like texture, yes. Add a little water. Oh, that's tiny. And needs, yes, 12 to 24 hours drying time, depending on the size of it. Jackie, yeah, you're surprised with how big he is. The picture makes him look a lot smaller. Yeah, I thought he was going to be titchy, but it's good. It's just when I first started felting, it was with the book Fleece Dogs, and they make little small dogs about the size that I make them. So I guess what you start with is what you continue with. Lots of people felt at about this scale, But for me, it's not normal. This is very big, but it's cool to get a challenge to make something bigger. And also doing them live, it's also the challenge to not felt away. You know, I could sit for like about 3 hours just smoothing this out and firming it up, but we've got something. It's a polar bear that's fallen in mud or something just now. Right, what's the next bit? So take a pinch of this one and then a pinch of the other one and mix them in your fingers to make a new colour mix. Okay, so from now on we'll be working in small batches of this colour, this special colour that we're making. Okay, so yeah, we've got to cover the whole of him in this. Yeah, so basically I'm going to make this mix and cover the whole rest of the coo. Oh boy. Canvas. I'm fascinated what people can do with needle felting, yes, and crochet. Haven't the patience for such things. That's where, like, sewing with a machine, it does 95% of the work. See, it's funny because I would say that I do needle felting because I'm lazy. Because, like, sewing or something, I have, it's hidden under wool just now, but I have an old Singer treadle sewing machine over there. But if I was to sew, then I would have to get the sewing machine out. I would have to sit at the sewing machine and concentrate, whereas I'm semi-reclined on my sofa, and I can just sit and put on a TV show and I don't have to think about it. So although felting takes a long time, for me it's kind of cool because I find it the kind of lazy way to do it, which is perfect for me. But yeah, everyone has their own thing and their own way of doing stuff. So yeah, whatever's the craft that works for you, basically. And I tried many over the years. Basically all of them I did a little bit and I never liked how it went. And it's really funny that, you know, I just saw the book with needle felting, decided to give it a go, and my first little dog was not great, but I just really enjoyed it. Whereas Mum saw the book. Mum was with me at the time, she was visiting, and she got a copy of the book. We ordered in the supplies and everything, and she had a go, and her first one was no worse than mine, but she didn't like how hers turned out, so she decided she couldn't felt, so she didn't. Whereas I liked how mine turned out, so I kept felting and kept practicing and got better, basically. Rosanne can't like on the phone till after the live. That's it. Oh, in fact, yeah. So I've just seen we've got 23 likes. So yay! I wanted 20. We've got 23. Thank you all so much. It's just a vanity that to my knowledge, the likes don't actually do anything apart from make me happy. So yeah, it's lovely if you choose to like. But I don't know. People say that it helps the algorithm, but I think just being here and talking to me, that's fine too. That tells YouTube that you like seeing my live videos, so it will tell you about them sometimes, basically. George, in painting, that's what would be called the ugly stage. Oh, indeed, yes. Everything goes through it, but needle felting very much so. I found forever, because I mainly make dogs, so the normal type dogs with open smiley mouths, they went through what I always called the duck stage. They looked like kind of ducks, and the bracky breeds with the shorter nose, they look like frogs quite a lot. And you just have to keep at it. You hit the ugly stage and you just have to keep going. So And by the way, right, if you're doing this, the blending of the two colours together, do it a lot more. Mine's going to look kind of patchy, but you don't want to see me sitting for 20 minutes blending a tiny piece of fleece. So take more time on this and do really small bits. But yes, they all go through an ugly stage. I think most art forms definitely hit an ugly stage. Let me know what it is you make, and does it go through an ugly stage? Mum saying hers was terrible. It was not. It was fine. You just, like, if I was new to felting and I got to here and I said, oh, this is terrible, I'm going to give up and I'm never going to do felting again, because at the minute in time, yep, this is pretty ugly. It's not a handsome beast just now. But I'm trusting in the makers. They've not seen me wrong yet, so I'm hoping that this is going to come together into something awesome. But yeah, I do find it so difficult to be following other people's tutorials, because you don't know where it's going and it's not what you would do, so you're not sure if it's going to quite work out. The worst ones I find, if any of you do them, is the Serafina. I think we've spoke about this before, but her method, it's completely different. It's not sculpt a shape, it's like make a taco shape, make a ghost shape, stick that on top of the other, and now you've got a mouse, and you're like, what? So I love her videos, are super good, but what I don't like is I can't make it again with I can't use her method to make something, because I don't understand how it happened. Things just appeared, whereas with this Makerss thing, it's not how I would have done it, but I understand what they're telling me to do, so I can use their methods again in the future. So it's just a totally different thing. And yeah, we all have different styles, which is good. Right, nearly got him all covered, and then I'll just felt for a little bit. So if you've got any questions or anything, now's a really good time to ask, because I'm just about to go off on a smoothing out. I suppose there is something cowy about the shape of him just now, but we'll see how it goes. I have faith. But yeah, Mum, yours was not terrible. Tiny bit more needed to blend just the end of his nose. Lily Tree, most wire work pieces tend to look like an alien at some stage. Yeah. Oh, your wire wrap jewelry, I can't even imagine. Just me. I think if you saw the Baby Yoda video, you'll even see a little bit of how I struggle with wire. Literally that bit of putting together just the wire frame. I smack myself in the eyeballs with the wire, I hit everything, the wire pings everywhere. You see how even this relatively simple shape, putting wire together, I'm not great with wire. I would love to make the beautiful type jewellery that you make, but I'm terrible. Are we supposed to felt them? Yeah, because they say you can use one of the multi-needle holders, which I do have one somewhere that I should be practicing with. Honey Badger, hello there, and what an awesome name. I keep thinking I want to felt a Honey Badger. That might have to go onto the list. Yeah, so just going to smooth this out. Oddly, without me even trying, because usually I make the little cows, so I don't think too much about the shape with the little ones, it sort of comes together. But when I've made a big cow, I've spent a whole lot of time sort of adding extra fluff to the underneath of the body just to make him fatter, and spent time sculpting out this kind of flat bit to the bum, and it just seems to have happened here with how I was felting. It's magic. Lily, you'd need to find your pliers for a start. That's true. I think you would struggle to do your work without pliers. So, yeah, it's not my fault. I can't do it without pliers. Come on, smooth down, little guy. This okay, this bit, it seems tedious if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, I couldn't felt because there's all this just stabbing. But literally, when I'm at a stage like this with an item, see, like even when I'm making my videos, what I'll do, I'll get to a sort of stage like this, and then I'll go and put a TV show on, some of a series I'm watching or something. I'll sit down, 45 minutes, sit down for an hour, and just felt all over and just get it nice and smooth and firm. And basically, that does, I mean, whose work involves sitting in front of a TV screen and watching your favourite show for half an hour? So that doesn't seem time consuming or tedious or slow to me. It's just sitting doing it. I think that's why I felt in my hands and I don't use a foam pad, because if I used a foam pad I'd have to sit up at the table like a grown-up and, you know, be hunched over my work. I couldn't just be chilled watching something and just felt away. Canvas, having the proper tool where you need it and not buried under random piles of stuff is half the battle of being a maker. Oh yeah, I think everyone can agree to that. What I've actually done for anyone who's, can I actually show you guys without making a mess here? For anyone that's got like little stuff they need to keep, I was on, oh, that's the mouse dropped. I was actually looking on Amazon to try and replace my makeup case, which, Mum, I managed to hack the combination code on my makeup case that I locked when I'd been drinking a little bit. So I don't need a new makeup case. But I got this, and this is so cool for just keeping all of my, it is a makeup case supposedly, but you've got all these fold out things for all the little, this is exactly where my pliers should be, but they're not. But yeah, there's little shelves in here, so I've got needles, I've got my glass eyes, I've got all sorts of things in here, and that is super useful. Don't put it down on the mouse and switch off the live stream. Right, there we go, back to this. But yeah, I found that super useful just to have the little shelves that I can keep all the things in, so when I find my pliers, that's where they'll end up. Sylvia, have you ever felted one thing and it eventually turned into another? This happened to me when I was felting a standing rabbit and it turned into a lovely dog. It used to in the past, but I think more what's happened as I've got more experienced. Not that I've got better, it's just I've got more confidence when it's not looking like what I want it to look like. I just have the confidence that I can felt it into submission and make it what I want it to be. But I used to love that as well, when you were on a little adventure thinking you were making something. I'm trying to remember some of the things that did that, but yeah, very much so in the past, especially before I was like taking many commissions, when I was just felting stuff for me. That would happen and it would be fantastic adventure. Like you say, you'd be thinking you were making a rabbit and then you'd go, no, that looks a little bit more like a dog, oh, I fancy doing that, and you'd turn it into something else. Unfortunately, when you're taking commissions, you can't say, you really wanted a Labrador, but I was in the mood to make it something completely different. I don't think customers would like that much. Honey Badger, how long have you been working on this cow? It looks huge. We have been at this guy for about an hour just now. I would normally take a lot longer to get to this stage, just because I would be felting him much firmer, but for the sake of the video, so basically, yeah, the more you felt, the more all these raggedy bits will smooth out. Although there's something kind of cute that it's looking like a kind of rough coat, isn't it, which is what a Highland cow has. But I'm going to try and smooth it out a little bit. Jackie, can't wait to see how the nose is done. Cow noses fascinate me. Lots of different pictures of them. We have Highland cows loose on Bodmin Moor, 5 minutes from where I live. Awesome. Yeah, we have some up the hills at the back sometime where I walk the dogs, but thankfully the farmers are really good. It's a series of, well, it's a country park, but the cows are loose in the park, because they keep the grass down and they are beautiful. But the farmers let you know that there's a sign on the gate at each bit to say, is there cows in this bit of the field or is there not? So, ooh, needle fell. So, you know if you're safe in with the dogs, because the cows they're not afraid of dogs at all, to put it mildly. They're very used to dogs, and yeah, you don't want to go there. But yeah, cow noses are pretty cool. I'll wait and see how this turns out. And what it is cool to be able to see the actual animal. What I loved, I still haven't made the tutorial. I started this, not this Christmas gone, but the one before, where I went and visited the alpaca and I bought their fleece from the alpaca. And while I was buying the fleece, they took us out and showed it, and we got to feed them the kale. They really love kale, strange creatures. And you got to see how their nose and their mouth works. And I hadn't realised until that point, but the upper lip of the alpaca is split right up to its nose, so that totally they can kind of open up their upper lip and bring the kale in like that. It was very bizarre. So it's cool to sort of see them in action, because I mean, I knew there was a sort of line there, but I didn't know they could completely open it. And they only have upper teeth, they just have gums at the bottom, so they're kind of gumming their food. Lena, yeah, great idea, the makeup case for accessories. Yeah, it's been super useful, and they were really cheap on, was it Amazon? It was eBay, I think, yeah. But really handy to have everything like right there. Coral Bay, I would like to have a go, but my craft, I do not sit, I stand in a workshop. Yeah, that would be cool too. That's Evan and Caitlin, the ones that I gave a link in my videos you should watch. If you haven't seen that, I'm making a playlist of when I'm watching cool craft videos that I like. I just pop that onto the playlist, the good ones, and that will hopefully give everybody a bit of inspiration. Cool craft videos and cool craft videos from our community of makers. Yeah, so where was I going with that? Yeah, so seeing different crafts there. Anyway, but Coral Bay, I distracted myself. I can't remember what I was talking about. Coral Bay. Yeah, so what craft is it that you do? Standing at a workshop. Oh, that's where I was going. Yeah, standing. So Evan and Caitlin, they created for their editing for their computers, they made a treadmill computer table, so they walk at the treadmill and can work on their edits on their computer. Now, I don't think I would be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to like run on the treadmill and edit a thing, but I think like an exercise bike, you could keep your legs going. Keep my legs going. You could have your legs going while you're working away, and that would be kind of cool. Or a craft where you stand up. You could stand up and felt. Nothing to stop you there. Lena, is that a bison? It's a Highland cow, Highland Cow. But yeah, at this stage, hey, if you can tell it's a cow at this stage, that's good enough for me. I think he is a bit cowy. And yeah, oddly enough, not felting it fully, that's kind of looking like the shaggy coat, the rough coat, or the distance anyway. So that's kind of fun. Sylvia started 6 months ago and you're hooked. Awesome, that's cool to see. Canvas and chroma. When I paint, I often think it'll be one thing, then halfway through paint right over and it ends up as something else. Yeah, that's kind of cool with the paints. One thing that I used to do, Mum does really well, is I did a video on it last Christmas, is the wax encaustic painting, and that is so fun. Like, you can have an idea of kind of what you want to do, but you're using an iron and it melts the pigmented wax and you smooth it over and shapes and things come into it. So it's actually really good for your creativity, because you can paint pictures with it, but much better just pick the colours you want, let it go with what you want, and then stop when you see something cool in it and maybe manipulate it, but you let it do what it wants to do to start with and get your ideas from that. And it's great for the creativity. It's like looking at pictures in clouds or seeing pictures in the flames of a fire or something. You're just going over and go, oh well, there's a cave there, I'm going to put a dragon in that cave, or a little fairy door or something. Lena, my bad, just looks like a bison. Not bad at all. They're all based on similar animals. You know, they're not all based. They're all similar animals. They're all cow types. So, yeah, I think it's perfectly right. Honey Badger, find a photo of the hairy coo I felted a few years back. Oh yeah, absolutely, you should. Not quite to my standard. Rubbish. Everybody. I love seeing everybody's work, and I don't think this is going to be quite to my standard, but it's going to have a rough and ready look. Lily Tree, I'd get distracted on a treadmill and find the computer was 2 foot away. I know that. Coral Bay makes roses out of metal and copper and wrought iron and things that weld. Oh, awesome! Wooden work. That sounds brilliant. Please feel please feel free to show some of your pictures of your work. I'd love to see that. I would love to do some metal work. I think it's beautiful. When I was a kid at school, they let us do like, I think about 4 classes of that kind of metal work, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, that didn't get the chance to do any more. And yeah. Honey Badger, not sure where you put your coo. Oh, it'll turn up just when you've forgotten about it. But yes, I've got animals all over the place as well. I'm trying to think about how I can in my upstairs filming studio, how I can put in some shelves to put all my critters that I've created in videos and things. I think that would be cool to have that as a background for my videos, but I haven't figured out how to put a shelf, because I'll have to tidy up a bit and give you a behind the scenes. This is something that I've wanted to talk about forever, that basically it's the whole sort of Instagram life where people make things look way better than they are. And you know, I was trying to set up a studio to be able to talk, and even studio sounds so fancy. It's like a tiny bedroom I've got up the stairs, and it's got a loft bed in it, and it's a tiny space under the loft bed to try and set up a studio with the wall thing pinned on the back of that. So I'm not sure where I have room to put shelves, but I think it would be really cool. One thing that I'm wondering about is putting shelves out the front of my desk, so that I could have a different angle to be able to talk and see my desk and all the creativity there. Canvas, not knowing where your cow went is a big problem. Thankfully they're only little coos. They're not big old cows. Right, I'm going to stop this bit at this stage. I would felt far more if we weren't like taking up all of your Sunday evening, but that's looking cooey. So where do we go next? Fill it in. To get a better sense of the proportions of the cow's head, make 2 indentations for eye sockets and a larger one for the nose. Right, so I want to see a picture of how this is. Oh, this is looking cute. Oh, I'm looking ahead and laughing. This is so cool. I just want to see where eyes are going to go. Because okay, so we're gonna have eyes are probably, oh, itchy nose, about halfway down, because there's ears and things. So I'm just gonna felt in some eyes at the side. I'm doing this fairly rushed, of course. Yeah, so felting in some eyes. Nope, that's not even. Let's put it up there a bit. and didn't smooth the nose about, and then a big felted dent for his nose. There's just to get an idea of proportions. So it's a good idea. Proportions are not going to be great because I've not felted this awesome, but I'm excited because I think the silk clay bits are next, so I'm excited to see how that works out. But this head is needing a bit of TLC, but okay, we'll work on that. Looks like some kind of bizarre gopher just now. Okay, right. But actually, so, oh, can you see that? So does theirs at this stage. Yay, that's cool. Okay, take 2 equal parts of brown and pink silk clay, 2 grams in total. Yeah, no idea about quantities, but I get to play with this. Oh, it smells... I shouldn't do. It smells a bit like the dentist crossed with a sweet shop, which is very bizarre. Right, I'm just going to look at it. Oh, that is weird. It is a bit dentisty. Medicinal, I suppose you would call it. Right, that's about equal. There we go. Pop that back in it. That is so weird. Okay, if anyone's used this stuff before, tell me what you think it smells like. But that immediately, it was just like, you know, that second when you step into the dentist and you're like, oh, I don't like being here. Bizarre. Right, and then I've got to marble the brown and the pink between my fingers, but not too much. Before it gets too mixed together. I want to turn it into a bowl. Just rolling between my fingers, and then a cube that's 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. Oh, do you know what I did? I did it perfectly. It's about 2 centimeters. Okay. Use a sharp knife. We don't have a sharp knife, so we'll use a pair of scissors. And slice 1/3 off. Okay, well that's a bit bigger than 1/3, but we can deal with that. Okay, yeah, use the back of your felting needle and press in. Oh, we're making the nostrils. Gotcha. Back of the felting needle, press into the left top of the square. Okay, that's cool, because usually when I'm doing like clay things, I'll actually use a pin or a felting needle or something, so I'm glad I'm not the only one with these kind of tools. So I've just poked into his nose, make an indentation for the mouth across the bottom. Cool. So there we have a nose. Okay, so we have to, what does it say? Lay this onto the face, into the indentation. So I've got to make it more indented to fit. Put it aside to dry in a warm radiator. But oh yeah, I want it. So what I'm going to do to make this easier is I'm going to hold this gently on top and felt round so I know where it's needing to be. So I want to embed this a little bit more into his nose area, and I'm just felting all over to make a little indentation. Oh, I'm getting that smell again. Wow, it's so weird. And see, as I'm felting this happens, so it's cool to show you, as I'm felting this in, some of the mixed colour is pulling away and making a white spot, so I'm just going to encourage some more over so that we don't have white peeking through. And oh, that's so cute. But the more I'm handling it, the more it's changing its shape. It's now got a smile. Right, I'm going to cheat slightly. It's not cheating. I'm going to make this bigger, and then I'm going to glue him in rather than leave him to dry, because, you know, we're on a time budget. We're doing this in real time. But yeah, just trying to get a nice indent. And what I'll do, I'll glue it in and then I'll shape him a little bit better, because the more I'm playing with it, it's really quite soft. It's lovely, but it is quite soft. So I'll show you what I'm doing in a second. I'm just literally making a hole, a dent for this to go into. A little place for the nose to live. So yeah, sorry Wiku. Now this is where everything's going to go messy, and I just dropped the nose on the floor. Of course I did. Because I only have this glue, and yeah, it's not very good at being delicate. There we go. Right, that'll do. You stay there. This is the paver pole that I've been using. I did a video on this 2-3 years ago, and I use it every single day, and I've only used up to there. It's bonkers. Right, me nose, shove it in the right way up. Is this gonna, I hope this glue holds quickly, else we're gonna be sitting here forever. I'm just gonna take that little needle and just pretty up the nose shape a little bit again, because I kind of smooshed it. I think I want a little bit roundier in the nose. Stick please. Right, I'm gonna try something. I've just shoved a needle right through his nose to try and get that to hold there while it's drying, just while we're doing what we're doing. So is that even straight? Straight enough. There we go. So we've got a coo face, a coo nose now. Right, I'm just gonna smooth it up a little bit into the fleece some, so it doesn't look quite so stuck on, but there we go. Coo face. Oh, and now we've got to make horns. same kind of way. Wrong side of that. So I've to add the little extra bit that I created here, and take a big chunk of this. That smell is so weird. Right. Sylvia, Pam, I like you because you're real, not like some whose videos are totally scripted. Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Oh, I need more of this. Lily, now there's a line for crafters. This needs some TLC. Oh yeah. TLC is the crafter's middle name because every stitch and poke is done with love. Absolutely. Yeah, love and blood, sweat and tears, literally, for some of us. A honey badger, scissors equals knife times 2. Absolutely. Jackie, thank you. George, so right. Cow piercing. That's true. That's brilliant. Oh, I've got to prepare the head where the horns will go by felting a deep groove in the back of the cow's head. Oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying this with the silk clay. And it's super soft, but it does kind of hold its shape. I'm trying not to over marble this. It warns us about not over marbling and just making brown. So I think that'll do on the marbling, and just roll it into horns. I'm interested to see how quickly this dries as well, but it's great. There's no residue on my hands, which is fab, because if anyone's worked with any kind of polymer clays, or especially the air dry clays, the ones that I've used were just vile. But this is a whole lot of fun. I think I've probably under marbled this. It's going to look very bizarre, but it'll be fun. Rosanne, I know, George. You're funny. Funny guy. Right, I think I've got too much of this stuff here, but we'll just keep rolling it out till it's about the right size. So there, Rosanne, there, Rosanne. But something else for you to try along with your felting and papier-mâché, so it's not just too mixed media, it's all sorts of things. But yeah, this is quite fun stuff. It's nicer than polymer clay, I think. And it's not taking fingerprints or anything, which is really cool for how soft it is. Which is a thing if anyone uses polymer clay. Lily Tree, I was looking at red polymer clay, and then I remembered, yeah, the state your hands get. Yeah, there is nothing coming off here. But yeah, I know what you mean. Red polymer clay is an absolute nightmare. And and white is awful as well, unless you're doing what I was doing on the one with my wee dog, with Lord Squiffy, the steampunk dog. Wow, so bad at speaking. But yeah, what I did with him was I did it in white and then painted it, because white picks up everything. You've got dog hair, you've got felting hair, you've got everything around the place, and the fingerprints everywhere. It's nightmare stuff. This seems relatively hair free. I keep making it, using up less than I think I need. I'm out of practice with using clays. I need to do some more, but I quite enjoy this stuff. It's not at all bad. I don't know how expensive it is. It might be ridiculously expensive, so if it's dear, don't get it, but if it's not too dear, it would kind of be, well, we'll see how it sets. I'll let you know that next week, how it sets. But if it sets relatively hard, then it could be handy for beaks and toes and all sorts of things, hopefully. Coral Bay, I agree, you're real. Oh, thank you so much. I guess there's overproduced, and then there's just real people. But I don't see that as a bad thing, because that was why I started watching some people on YouTube anyway. Is I love, it's not television, it's just someone sitting in their front room speaking nonsense, but speaking their own brand of nonsense, which is really nice. Because especially if you watch a lot of TV shows and things, everyone are so fake. They're so done up. They're all wearing wigs. They don't look real. They all cry pretty and have faces that don't move and stuff. So it's nice to just see real people sometimes. So that's why I like YouTube. I'm trying really hard not to twist this and make candy cane horns. Why is it taking me so long? Well, this would be much easier on a table if I could roll this properly. I'm just trying to make a sausage shape that's tapered at the ends. Do I really have to explain to a load of crafters what horns look like? Rosanne loves polymer clay. It's been a while. Yeah, I think you'd be awesome at polymer clay because it's sculpting and I mean, it's different than papier mâché, but yeah, it's cool too. George on the Rocks, planning combining polymer clay and rocks and then painting them. Awesome, that sounds good. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing so many different things with polymer clay now than what I've thought of. I really like some of these steampunk journals that people making polymer clay, like cogs or dragon faces and scales and cool little embellishments. So yeah, on the rocks there's so much you could do, and they would bake absolutely fine in your separate toaster oven. Right, is that enough? Is that horny enough for my cow? I think it'll have to be. So we're gonna felt along the top. There's my needle. What are we supposed to do? Oh, it says make the horns about 18 to 20 centimeters long. I'm way off with that, but I think that'll do. Well, these are about 14. That's okay. That'll do. So I've got to felt the place where the horns are going to be. So his eyes might have ended up being a little bit too high up, but we'll manage. Felt a line. And make these into the final shape, and obviously we've got to leave them to dry because they are not going to hold their shape like that, but imagine he's going to have his horns. Right, so I'm just gonna leave them here to dry. We'll see how dry they get as we go into the next bits. That's the best I can do. George, keeping it a PG rating. Yes, exactly. Well, we did say we've got to make sure that children, that they don't think that this is for children. Oh, saying add a shaggy wool blend to the cow. I think he's shaggy wool enough. We'll skip that. Right, where did I put the stuff that I want? There it is. For the tail, use a strand of the brown wool tops. And a bit of the brown wool, the mix that we've been using. Sort of mix it together. And then we're supposed to felt most of it and leave a wispy bit for the tail. Oh, it needs to be 12 to 15 centimeters long. Okay, my coo's having a shorter tail just for time. Sorry, just reading ahead to see what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, right, so you can add wool to make him shaggier. I think he kind of looks shaggy enough, but we'll give him some chest hair because that's what they're explaining, which sounds good. So we'll give some chest hair but leave the rest of him unshaggy. Yeah. So, but for the tail, I've blended some of the wool together and I'm felting it into a little tube with wispies at the bottom. It's going to be quite wispy, and then I'm going to mix some more of this to lay on for his chest. I keep getting the smell of this. Yeah, that's the only bad thing I'm seeing so far with this silk clay. Oh, and I better while I'm here put the extras that I peeled off back into the airtight thingamajig, else we won't have any more to make the feet with when we get to the feet stage. Anyway, right. You dry really quickly though, so we can use you while we're still here. So while I'm doing this, I'm just going to have a quick look and see if anybody's made a coup. I don't think so, but I'd love to see them. I don't see anything just now, but Facebook is so slow. Anyone else have problems with Facebook? It's a nightmare for me. I click on things and sometimes it takes so long to hit what I've clicked on that I've already scrolled somewhere else and it clicks on something completely different because I'm totally impatient. Yep, it's really not loading up anything. Such a pain. I mean, it might have something to do with the fact that I've got like a multitude of windows open and stuff. That probably slows it down a bit. Yep, I don't think we've got any coups up yet, so you guys are not faster than me so far. Oh, fantastic. I'm seeing Coral Bay's shed theirs. Hang on, let's all have a look at this because this is beautiful. You guys are gonna love this. There we go. So here's Coral Bay's roses in boxes. They are very beautiful. That's great work. I haven't felted a rose yet. They are stunning. Thank you so much for sharing. They're beautiful. Yeah, lovely work. Back to me. Shut that down. Oh. Yeah, cool. So everyone, thank you so much for sharing your work. I love to see that. Oh, Rosanny, thank you so much. Yes, don't forget to go to Pam Duthie's Crafty Friends on Facebook. Thank you. Yes, you're so right. That's where people are sharing their stuff. Okay, I think that's going to be enough tail for me. Oh, Lena, you're most welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's so awesome. Just getting at the stage, I want to get a bit of this coup looking like a coup just now. But he's got his mouth on at least, and his tail's okay. We'll bung the tail on. Rosanny, they are beautiful roses, aren't they? I really like them. So yeah, I think it's awesome seeing everything that everybody makes. So cool. All right. Lena, hit the like for Pam. Thank you so much. We're at 25 likes. Awesome. Thank you, people. That's great. So what I said 20, so we've got 5 more. Oh, Coral Bain, no problem at all. Your work's beautiful. I love seeing what everybody makes. It's so creative. So cool to see everything. Right. Tail on. Right, next. Let's get on with this. What are we doing? We were going to do these chest fuzzies. So, taking some of this. I'm sorry, Makerss, if I'm doing this all wrong just now. But I think you've given us a fantastic base of the cow. It looks cowy so far. I'm just intrigued. I wanna see how the rest is gonna go, but I don't want to spend too much time that I'm taking up everybody's day. So he's not gonna be as beautiful as he should be, but I think he looks cowy, if that's the technical term for it. So I've got off a pinch. It's a bit too big, so I'm just gonna felt down the middle and leave the 2 loose ends. Oh, he's gonna be rather hairy at the front. And again, felt these bits on way more than I'm doing. Okay, we won't double up that bit because it's too short. And you would lay fuzzies like this all down his sides and everything because they are quite hairy coos. Rosanny, looking cute. The mistress of puns is our Rosanny. He's looking bizarre, but I suppose kind of cute. It's unusual for me to make something this size, so yeah, it's an interesting thing. But there we go. He's got a fluffy front. Right, next. Yep. Okay, he's telling us how to fit the nose. Way ahead of you there. Oh, it's saying to use a tiny amount of white and brown mixed together for the eyes. Obviously there wasn't any white in the kit, but I've always got white lying about. Okay. Right. So we've got to make a mixture of a bit of white and a bit of brown to make a eye socket. That's what we're going to call it, an eye sockety area for his eyes to go in. Wouldn't be surprised there, making an eyepiece for eyes. Right, so I'm just going to throw away this bit because it's not mixed well enough, and then grab two pieces. Yeah, so we're gonna, where I made the dent for the eye, oh no, that's way too much. Where I made the dent for the eye, I'm going to take this blended bit and felt a shape and dent it quite in a bit, which is interesting. I'd never thought of that, but that's cool. I think I've ended up making his head smaller than it should be. This is something, obviously, practicing again, I would hopefully get better, but this has been a fun journey. So I've done that and kind of bumfold, pushed it in. So yeah, you've got to keep this still kind of soft. So yeah, you don't want to overdo with the felting. And doing the same here, pushing right in to make a kind of indented eye. I'm going to share this with you. I was just reading ahead. So using the same brown-white mix, roll a small quantity in your fingers to make a maggot-sized sausage shape. Oh, girls, I love that. A maggot-sized sausage shape. Serafina has ghosts and tacos. We have maggot sausage. Oh, that's brilliant. Anyway, what I'm doing now is felting backwards and forwards in the very same place to make a little hole to put the eyes. Where did I put the eyes? Are here. First time looking at the eyes. Georgie. Okay, you mean to say, I see the correction further down, but I love the mistake there. He's a mango cow with all the hair. He can braid it for formal affairs. But you mean he's a macho cow, and that's very cool. But I love the mango cow. That is brilliant. That's so funny that we've got maggots and mango. Oh, Lily's getting hungry. It's tea time in the UK, so maggot sausage. I think we've probably got ears to make. We've got his hooves to make. And that's probably it. Okay, so I've popped his eyes in. He looks so funny, and I've got to make my maggot sausage out of the leftovers of this brownie white mix. So maggot sausage. Oh, that is brilliant. Thank you for that, girls. That's brilliant. And that's going along the top of his eye to make a sort of eyelid-y shape. That's cool. Oh, that works. And from now on, anytime I'm doing that, I will think of that as a Makerss maggot sausage. Yum. But there we go. Rosannie loves the mango cow idea. But yes, I like a macho cow too, but I love the mango cow. yeah, so that's a good idea for the eyelids. That works really well. It's going at record speed for this guy. His face is still a bit soft, so it's taking on a beaver shape, but I'm sure with all the rest to go, I'm sure it'll work nicely. My pierced macho cow. Okay. Yep, so we're making ears, can do. Little of our mix of colours. I'm just going to quickly make 2 ears. I think we're nearly there. And unfortunately, some of the next stages is to assume that the horns are dry, which they won't be. But that's the joys of felting live. I should have opened this up, read what I needed to do, and made the horns and made the nose in advance so they would be dry, but that would be being organised, and I wanted to open it live with you guys. You know, I just want to see what we get, because I suppose at the end of the day, yeah, I could sit down and felt hopefully a fairly good cow if I took 5-6 hours by myself without the pressure of talking and all these extra things. But doing it live in front of you hopefully helps. You know, if you're a beginner just starting out, you can get a better idea of how to do it a bit rough and ready. So again, if you're a beginner, you should probably be making the ears on the felting pad that they give you. But I'm just felting really loosely, a quick, very softly felted ear. Again, I would probably spend about half an hour to make 2 ears, but we ain't gonna do that today because time really goes. Of course it does. I mean, this is a really big sculpture. I didn't realise it was going to be so big, but it's cool. It's good fun. Yeah. So we're speed felting now, or danger felting, but it's totally cool. Well, it's always challenging things. Let's have him. Can he be seen there? Kinda. It's always cool to be challenged to do something else. That is a very beaver face. I will have to work on that in the future when I'm tidying him up. But the body, I think, the body has a very good cooiness to it. It's got the fat there, and then the square bum and everything that coos have. That worked out really good. Ears. Now take your dry horns into the groove. You may want to dab a glue. Yeah, so we're going to hold the horns down with some wool mix. I thought he was going to fall over. Right, so the horns are not ready. George, doing the pre-work wouldn't be the same or as much fun. Exactly. So the horns onto the beaver head. I definitely need to work on the head, but anyway. So, I nearly stabbed into the clay. I stabbed into the clay, which was a bit weird. But we're gonna felt this on. Obviously the clay is not supposed to still be wet. And they're supposed to point forward slightly, they say. For headbutting things. Okay, right, if I don't move too much, he has horns on. Which way's the camera? That's kind of work. Still got a beaver face. So want to spend a bit more time sorting that out. What's next, girls? What's next? Oh, great, we get to make put the ears on, yeah. Just behind the horns. Gotcha. Right, so just behind the horns, stick the ears on the head. G Morgan, I've been invited to do a live event crocheting in public. Oh, awesome! Along with 5 or 6 painters for a Meet the Artists. I don't think we're selling anything, just showing how we work. Oh, that sounds really fun though. And even if you're not selling, it gets your caught his feet in me. It gets your name out there to people, and people will come back and find you, and you could well end up selling. But I think these kind of things are a great opportunity to get to know people, get yourself out there and stuff. Yeah, I think I want the ears down a bit. He's looking a bit like a warthog now with horns and stuff. This is my fault. I know I should have spent more time on him. Entirely my fault. But we're going to sew with some white. Oh, they did give us, I'm saying they didn't give us white. They totally did give us white. They said for me to save this bit aside, and I totally didn't. So we're mixing some white and some what colours am I supposed to be mixing? The brown and the white tops. Yep, mix them together. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad they've not given us white, and they did, and they specifically told me to put it to one side and keep it. And so we're making a blend of brown and white. This looks fun. Alright, now this is not going to be easy because I could just do it like this. I think we're supposed to felt it and then felt it over again, you know, double it up like I did with some of the chest hair, but because the horns are still very wet, I'm just going to felt it in behind the horns, and then there we go. We don't have to worry about how terrible the face looks because he's got his haircut. There we go. Much better. There. Brilliant. So we've got a bit of a coup now. I think I could do with even more hair, but we'll keep it like that just now. Cool. 4 equal balls of silk clay, brown, put it onto the foot, make hooves. Ah, cool. Yeah, can do. I think I can do. George, nice haircut. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to use... There might be some wire sticking out of mine because we knew at the start that there was too much wire at the front of my feet because I didn't have pliers. Words are so difficult. But yeah, we're nearly there. We're going to make 4 equal sized balls. Georgie could play in a band. Well, he's pierced, so he's definitely rock and roll, isn't he? That's a bad start. I didn't even get 2 equal sized balls. Jackie, thank you. He's looking great. He's better than I expected. With all of these things... Ooh, he's got one leg shorter than the other, so he's having a lean. With all of these things, I would spend way longer doing everything, but I think it's still kind of fun. Okay, and shove a hoove on. That is so cute. Okay, I'm going to make it more hoovy, but if that's a word, but we'll just put the hooves on first of all. I dropped a bit. There we go. And you guys, you behave. I know. Okay, I think he's gonna have like pointing down horns, but that's fine. That's just the kind of cow he is. That's can't be helped. just seeing how this sticks on the wire compared to like polymer clay, and it's not bad actually. I don't hate it, which is saying something, because if anyone's used polymer clay, using it on wire isn't so great. Right, I'm going to try and make up for his short leg by giving him a little raised hoof. You know, like you get those things that go onto shoes. So we'll try and just make this hoof a little bit raised. And this one a little bit flatter. Patricia, is that how I say it? Patricia. Yeah, good morning from California. Good morning, California. Rosanny, curious for which purpose are the Highland Cow breed? I believe they're a meat crop. I mean, they're very hardy. So they can be outside in our weather, and they do good. I don't think they're a milk crop. I think they would just it would just be Scottish beef. I've never seen anything that says, oh, I'm not showing you what I'm doing here. So to make the indentation in the front, my needle that I was going to use is piercing his nose, so I'm just using my nail to push in to split up the front of his hooves. Yeah, I think they're just a meat crop. Somebody could Google that and find out. But yeah, I think so. But okay, I think that's. I'm just going to check. Okay, the other thing is to add some wisps to make a beard, but I kind of don't want to touch him because his feet are gonna fall off, to be perfectly honest. But there he is. Considering the size of him, so we've done a sculpture in 2 hours, and he's kind of cute actually. I would build up his face a little bit more, obviously, smooth him out a bit more. But I think he's okay. He's kind of fun. Obviously, he's not going to have a needle up his nose for the rest of his life. But yeah, pretty cool. I'll save him for the shelf of felties. But there we go. There's my coup. If anyone else made one, feel free to share on Pam Duthie's Felting Friends or Ben McFuzzy Lugs. Yay. Patricia, yeah, I got the name right. Sylvia, thank you for hanging out. Yeah, it's been great fun. I'm just about finishing up here anyway. Patricia, yeah, I'd guess meat and fibre since they're such an old breed. Yeah. Oh, I've never seen the fibre. It would be an interesting fibre because they're very weatherproof animals. So yeah, that does make sense. Cool. Ooh, right. Okay, guys. I think I will leave you with what should we call him? Our pierced nose, sagging horned, overly fluffy, a little bit wobbly, but overall kind of cute coo. What are we gonna call him? Needs a name. But apart from that, oh, Mum, mostly beef and a little milk. Ah, cool. I hadn't heard. I suppose. Yeah, you just usually think of like Frisian cows as the milk ones, but yeah, cool. Yeah, so mostly beef. Susan, you hung on the whole 2 hours. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, everybody, I can't believe that. Yeah, this we've gone on 4 hours. Rosanna, yay! Okay, we've got Mango the Coo, or Pierce, or Dennis, or Hamish. They're cool. I was thinking of maggot sausage, so I think these are all better. I like all the rest. Pierce is kind of cool. Dennis the cow. No, I think mango, yeah, because this is very specific to his making, and it'll only make sense for all of us. I like Hamish, but for me, Hamish is always going to be a Scotty dog. Hamishes are always Scotty dogs. I do, but yes, I think we're getting Mango, Mango the Coo. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm saying hi, butterfat milk from the coos. They would be, yeah. Right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Makerss, again, thank you for I'm actually so chuffed at how well he's turned out of this kit. I continually thought I was going wrong along the way. I've probably done things wrong, but we've ended up with Mango the Coo. I didn't add his fluff on the side, but I think his badly felted body makes him look fluffy. Yeah, we've got it. So guys, oh yeah, Lena, yeah, inspirational indeed. He seems like an easy-ish to make. Yeah, if I can do it talking away and not really paying attention or reading the instructions very well, it's really not too bad. I quite enjoyed the clay. The feet of the feet need to be worked. It's feet rather than hooves I've given him. But anyway, everybody, you guys have an awesome time. Thank you for hanging around. That has been great, and I'll see you next time.